What's happening, guys? Welcome to iGyaan. Today we're checking out the OnePlus Nord Ce4 Lite. That's quite a mouthful of a name, so let's check out this device. The phone itself has a pretty nice design. It's squared off on all sides. It, in fact, is so squared off that you can stand it up and even stand it up on the side. So it's got a really flat design. Even the back panel is completely flush and there is no camera island. The two cameras do stick out a little bit, but that I think is okay. You do get a case inside the box that will help those cameras from getting scratched and also protect the front with a lip. This color is called the Mega Blue color, but it's also available in a Super Silver and an Ultra Orange, so three typical colors. I really like this blue, and it also reminds me of the iGyaan blue, so that's quite nice. On the side, you can see the power button and the volume buttons are on the right side, and on the bottom, you do have a headphone jack along with the USB-C charging port, and the speaker and the microphone is over here. On the other side, you do have a SIM tray, which you can see is a dual SIM as well as a micro SD card tray. Now on the back are your cameras. Very disappointing, a little bit of a letdown. A 50 megapixel main camera, but a 2 megapixel secondary camera. Something that I've been complaining about for a while. You rather not put that camera, or if you want to put a camera, give me at least a 5 megapixel camera, but it is what it is. On the front you have a 16 megapixel camera, and that sits in a 6.46 inch display with 120 Hertz of refresh rate, which is nice, fantastic. And you also do have 600 nits of standard manual brightness. So when you go from here and raise the brightness, it will be 600 nits. It also has global maximum brightness of 1200 nits, which it will hit if you're watching content or if you're outdoors in the sun. And then you do have 1 percentile, 2100 nits. So somewhere in the 1% of the display, you'll be able to get that, and that'll happen when you're watching HDR content. The display is nice and fast and responsive. You have really nice viewing angles as well as color reproduction. And overall, the phone seems snappy. It is running on the Qualcomm Snapdragon 695 5G, and it does have 8 gigs of RAM and 128 or 256 gigabyte of storage options. You have LPDDR4X RAM and UFS 2.2 storage. So not the latest and the greatest, and that also reflects in the benchmark. So you can see that benchmark scores are not the greatest, but that's what you're expecting for a device in this price bracket. You're getting other things, including a really nice display on this. One little minor complaint I do have is that the bezels are not symmetrical on this, and you do have a slightly larger chin on the bottom of the phone. But otherwise, the bezels are fairly all right, still a little thick on either side. Gaming on this was pretty good as far as this device is concerned. We didn't face any lag. We played a few games, so that worked out well. It does have a game mode, which does allow you to boost the processor a little bit. You do have a massive battery, a 5500 milliamp hour battery, and inside the box, you do get an 80-watt charger, and this does support 80 watt of charging, but I still hate the fact that they've turned the cable into a A to C cable instead of a C to C cable, and that has been always a little bit of a letdown. Like I mentioned, you do get a case inside the box, which is fantastic. And overall, this phone is pretty nice. It's got an IP54 rating. You've also got Wildvine L1, so as far as streaming content or using it for that is not an issue. The main camera, the 50 megapixel camera, is nice. Video is only restricted to 1080 at 30 frames per second, which is a little bit of a letdown according to me, but it is what it is. Overall, the phone seems snappy. You do have a few preloaded applications which I would like to remove, but it doesn't easily allow you to do that for all the apps, but you can remove some of the apps. Here are some camera samples from the OnePlus Nord Ce4 Lite. And here is also a video sample from the device. The speaker on this device also has a really cool mechanism. You have stereo speakers with another vent for the speaker on the top, and you can boost the volume up to 300% according to OnePlus. Here is a sample of what the speaker sounds like on the OnePlus Nord Ce4 Lite 5G. 650 grams. You've got a really nice material mesh on the front, and this speaker will be available in 4 different colors. We're checking out the orange one, but there's also a white, which also has a grayish look. Overall, it's a pretty nice phone, and I really like the design and shape. The fact that it is IP54 and we have a really nice display on the front. For a lot of people, this is a pretty complete device. You also get things like OnePlus's gestures, which allow you to turn on the camera from the lock screen as well as turn on the flashlight, those kind of things. And the fingerprint sensor is pretty snappy. You have Wildline L1 and fast charging and a really massive battery. So that should be sufficient for a lot of people along with 5G capabilities. What are your thoughts on this device? Let us know in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys in the next one.